What up, it's Guru Jojo, and in this particular video I'm going to be speaking about one of the most simple ways you can prevent the likelihood of going through a negative circumstance by being influenced out of your, it would seem like you are influenced, in a way that's out of your control. Call it whatever you want. That's how I'm describing it. So some people would say that this is like being under like a hex or like negative witchcraft or something like that. Now, before I get started on this topic, I do want people to know that my video titles are not always going to be positive, but I want to provide a little bit of a hint so people don't miss the opportunity on receiving really valuable information. Just because my video titles may not be presented in the most optimistic fashion, that does not mean that the content is not for beneficial purpose. Because the point of the content that I put out is to sort of guide people through negative circumstances so that they can overcome it. I've been enlightened from these circumstances. I've faced certain things myself and I've gained enlightenment, and thus I'm here to share what I've came to realize to help others from having to experience those situations, maybe for the first time, or maybe they've been facing it a bunch of times and they don't understand why. I'm here to provide that information. So don't be mistaken by the video titles. I'm sorry, my videos are not going to be titled How to Manifest $1,000 right now. Okay? Click on one of those videos and watch how many times that person circles around the same thing and never gets to a point. So, my point being is that I don't want people to be mistaken by that. Alright? Boom. Let's carry on with the topic. So, basically, when it comes to being influenced kind of out of your control, as so it seems, this is easily prevented by simply knowing the difference between your likes and your desires. This gets confused, okay? And this is why it's so important to identify with yourself, because your likes and your desires should not be merged. They're two different things, and people misunderstand it all the time, and this is the reason why they easily become influenced to stupid decisions, and then they want to fall back on, oh, somebody put witchcraft or somebody made me do something. No, you have a problem between your likes and your desires. On a spiritual level, we don't desire, okay? We already have what we are worthy of. It's just that there's timing conflicts. There are distant conflicts, which is time. I explained this in the Divine Timing and Horoscopes video, where I explained how things are simply at a distance from us. This is the reason why we use things like telescopes, horoscopes, and different types of scopes to be able to perceive things that are at a particular distance from us. Okay? But that doesn't mean that everything is yours. It just means that most likely, a lot of times your desires are just things you already have, but it could be facilitated in a way that's not maybe what you have in mind, or the timing could be a conflict. And I'm only speaking slow because I'm speaking about deep stuff, so sometimes it's hard for me to like process the information so quickly to sound like, practical for people to understand. So it's not that I think people are stupid, it's literally just my mind is working a little bit slower. So anyways, with that being said, on a practical level, okay, everyday life mundane level, we desire things, which is the same thing as what I just explained as to how we feel on a spiritual level. That we just already have things, but there could be timing conflict. On a practical level, we see things and we like it and we think that we want it. And this is because there's a sense of unfulfillment within the self, a lack of fulfillment within the self. And then this lack of fulfillment, it leads to you sort of looking for anything to fill in that space. And this is constructed by your imagination. So what happens is it causes confusion between what you deeply value and deeply understand as your right and as your purpose, and something that you feel like you already have, but it just may not be there at the given time. And so then you understand you have to implement something like temperance, balance, right? Right? Okay? So, with that being said, I'm going to provide a little bit of an example, because some people are probably just like, what is she talking about? Like, I don't get it. Okay, right? I like curly hair, but I don't want it for myself. So, check this out. I like curly hair. I think curly hair is really beautiful. Whether it's like on a guy, a girl, or a dog. Like, I literally think curly hair is like, it's cute. It's like a nice little style. Okay? I don't want it for myself. Because, see, I understand the difference between something that I like, ooh, that looks nice. Not for me, though. I prevent myself from getting into a circumstance that I don't need to get into, because I understand that it's not for me. Even though I am an African American female, when I wash my hair, there is a curl pattern. Okay, I already have it. So if I even wanted to wear my hair curly, I would just wear my hair curly. You get it? But let's say I was like a white lady with straight up like completely straight hair, and I know my hair is slick right now, but whatever. Anyways, let's just say, okay? And I see curly hair, I'm like, oh snap, I like that curly hair. Like, that looks really nice. There's nothing wrong with that, and there's nothing wrong with wanting it for yourself too, but you should be able to understand the differences between your likes and your wants. You may like something, and you may actually want it too. That's normal, but it's not always necessary for you to like something and think that you want it too. There's times where you may like something and you may not want it, but a lot of people don't know how to differentiate between the two, and they think that they like it and they think that they want it, and they keep getting themselves into the wrong situations, and then they want to blame an external source when you don't know the difference between your likes and your wants. You don't know the difference between the things that you actually take pleasure in, that you like visually speaking, auditorily speaking, whatever that word is. Maybe you like the taste or whatever it is, versus your own sense of self-worth, your knowledge of your own sense of self-worth and what you ought to have. Learn the difference and you'll prevent yourself from making mistakes. Learn the difference and you will prevent yourself from getting into the wrong situations and making the wrong decisions. And then, boo, this happened to me. I don't want to hear it. He don't want to hear it. She don't want to hear it. Because you don't know what you want. Figure out what you want, because you already have it in some way. If you can't really place yourself into seeing when you will obtain a particular situation, it ain't yours then. Maybe a lot of times the things that we think we desire it's already ours, and we're not already appreciating how it already shows up in our life, and then you want something else and you're not even worthy of what you have. That's a lack of gratitude. That's why I got t-shirts reminding y'all gratitude is my attitude, because you're not appreciative of the stuff you already have, and then you keep wanting to manifest stuff. Stop. You already have it. What is you trying to manifest? It doesn't make sense. Grow it in here first. Grow it in here first. And then it shows up out there in many different ways. And then that's when you have to turn to Judgment Day and actually choose the right way that it manifested, that it showed up. But a lot of people choose the wrong things over and over again. Y'all choose the devil. And then you scared of a flipping video title or something. You choose the devil every day. Let me stop. Let me not. Because it's the truth. And despite any sort of harshness that may be coming off right now this time, it's all out of love and care and nurturance and just helpfulness. My point being is that just in the simplicity of understanding your likes, okay, and your desires, or your likes, the things that you appreciate in this world and that you value in this world, right, versus the things that you feel self-righteous towards, the things that you feel like you ought to obtain, the things that you feel like you ought to have. When you understand those key differences, this is the equation of transformation. This is a very basic, minimal, essential equation of transformation. Just in the simplicity of understanding the difference between your likes and the things that you desire. People always say, oh, you know the difference between your wants and your needs. We already know that since like flipping kindergarten. It's time to understand the difference between the things we like, the things that we appreciate, versus the things that we desire. This prevents things like envy, jealousy, misunderstandings, mistakes, extreme behaviors and actions for what? Disappointment. Because when you don't understand what you truly desire and you keep thinking you're just liking things, and you think that just because you like something that it's something that ought to be yours on a personal level or something like that, then you create a lot of liabilities for yourself. You create a lot of responsibilities for yourself. You can create a lot of disappointment, because this is the type of stuff you've manifested. You force its manifestation, and then you kind of don't even care. It's extremely unfulfilling because it wasn't yours. You liked it. You may have liked it at a distance. Now it's up close and personal. You don't even like it anymore. You may like it up close and personal, and you think you still want it when it was distant. And it's like, we need to understand these things. And the reason why I'm bringing it up, because we are in Scorpio season. The end of Scorpio season, we're getting into Sagittarius, where you're supposed to like now getting that like stage of happiness. This is like the people that laugh a lot because they get it. Like they're laughing because they realized all the stupid Scorpio energy that went on in their lives. Like, oh shoot, my whole life is messed up because I thought that I wanted these things. I was influenced by so many people into thinking that this was for me, and it wasn't for me. And then now my life is messed up. But you know what? I get it now. And it's like, it's funny, but it's really not. But it is, but it's not. And, you know, when you actually realize these things and you overcome it, and then you actually transform your life into a more optimistic experience based upon the fact that you went through these tragedies and you transformed out of them, now in a better place, in a better sense of understanding, and you gain that wisdom and knowledge, hell yeah, you laughing and smiling a lot. Wouldn't you be? So you see, during that Sagittarius, especially the beginning of Sagittarius, that's when we're all kind of transforming towards that energy. Don't you want to get to that? When you want to get to that? I'm telling you, understand the difference between the things that you like and the things that you desire. And you will save yourself a lot of trouble. Take it from me, okay? Now, I'm not gonna lie, I pretty much learned this in high school. And I'm not trying to diss anybody, but I pretty much understood this by high school. Like, I would say maybe high school, early university, like, I realized, okay, I see, like, I like certain things, but I see what's not for me. And I see what I would just like in maybe a partner. Or I see what I would just like maybe at work. Or I see what I would like maybe if I was on vacation. And not for, like, my everyday life. And I see what I would like if I was a person that did this type of profession or this type. Like, I understand myself and my identity to know the things that I want and that I don't want. And I don't do things strictly because someone else did it and it looked good. It has to be something that's a part of my personal path. And that's why soul searching is important. To understand, right, the difference between the things that you actually like and the things that you think you desire. Because oftentimes this is a mistake and it can make you go into the wrong direction and mess up your flow of attraction, your own sense of law of attraction. All right. And sometimes when you like something, it's not for you to have, it's just for you to actually appreciate. Like, you like something, it's because you're supposed to appreciate it, not because you're supposed to have it. Doesn't that sound like, when you hear it, you're like, you probably like, that makes sense. Yeah, it does, but it kind of like flies over our heads like on a day-to-day basis. For some reason, people think that things that they like, they think it's supposed to be for them. No, you're supposed to appreciate it. That's why when you like something, you pay for it. That's an expression, that's a practical expression of appreciation. When you like something on Instagram, you click the like button because you actually like it, something you appreciate. That's a practical, like, logical expression of appreciation. Now, I understand in today's day and age, we have alternative ways of showing appreciation and stuff. Issue being is that this alternative way of showing appreciation is also a way that people show envy, a way that people show an issue, a way that people show competition. That's the problem today, is that people, even the regular way of showing appreciation and value may not be what you think it is. That's the problem today, is that people do things so backwards that you really don't know. So you have to really, see what's going on, like what's really going on. But at the same time, it doesn't even matter. It really doesn't. What matters is if you know what you appreciate, if you know who you are and what you ought to have, if you know your own sense of self-worth, so you know that's yours. You know that that's cute, but that ain't me. You save yourself from getting into a negative circumstance. When you get to a certain age, you should not be making those silly decisions anymore. Like, you really should not be making the same mistakes. You really should not. Like, after a while, if you keep making the same flipping mistakes because you think that you want something, I don't understand. And I'm not trying to make fun of anybody, but it's really a shame if you are a grown ass woman or a grown ass man and you still get triggered by the things that you like and the things that other people have and think that it's for you instead of just actually just valuing it or appreciating it or just disliking it. Like, it's not really my cup of tea. It's not a big deal.